Hey, what's up, everybody? I was just kind of wanting to go over the weekly with you, kind of looking at how to really just how I applied the Fibonacci retracements along with the 55 exponential moving average, and then also with the ADX on the weekly, and kind of figure out where we're at the moment. But one of the things I was looking at was this 55 exponential moving average, and a lot of people are going to say, well, it kind of went through all over the place here, so how can you really tell if it was going to be support and resistance? One of the things I do is I filter out possible breaks. So like if you're looking right here on this wick down, that's not really a break right here. Even when it went down a few times underneath the line, this wasn't quite a break for the bears either. Um, because what I like to do is I like to get at least three consecutive closes above the or below the line, or of course a significant enough percentage lower on a close. But none of that happened here. We had the wick down here. It closed, and then it closed again, pretty much right on the line. But it was that third day that it closed above the line here on this third candle. So this was remaining support at the moment. Came back up and back down here and tested it again and again and again. Then it broke, and then there's probably at this point was percentage enough that it was going to switch over to the bears. But it had the third day right here closed. So now this switched from a support level into a resistance level. Uh, but one thing you can see as this is popping up right here, it popped up right on this green candle and closed above it, and then it went to this green candle and closed above it. But this third red candle came all the way back down and closed under it on the third period. Um, so the broad market was staying with the bears, even though it tried to break to the upside. And a couple of things that you could do to validate that is I took the high here and the low here, and then you take the fib retracement off of that, and the 61.8% level was right there at 8,400. And another thing down here is that the red negative directional index was elevated and did not cross right here. And then the ADX wasn't really given any momentum to it, so there was no sign of the bulls taking over, even though the bears were still in it. That's why we had the sideways action, because there wasn't a lot of momentum. So this line remained resistance. Came down, came back up, tested it a little bit here, but it remained resistance. And then it wasn't until this point right here that it broke to the upside. Then it became support. And then just recently, over the last month or so, it tested it a few times here again, wicked down under it, but it was not a break. Just like it kind of wicked down over in these areas, and it wasn't a break. So this 55 exponential average was a nice little support level of an area of buying interest, and that's what we kind of found, and it popped up. Along with that, we had the Fibonacci here that was showing resistance at the 61.8% level, and the indicators are kind of validating that. If you come over to this side of the world, you have, if you take a couple of looks here, one, we could look at just look at the red Fibonacci lines I have on here. The low here at 7,400 went up to the high of 13.8, and then it actually came all the way back down to a full retracement after it broke the 98.99 here on this line, came back up, or came down, tested a full retracement at the red line here, and then popped back up, and now it's at an area of resistance, which I'll talk about here in a second. The another thing that brought some support into the market on this wick down was if you take the low here on the black Fibonacci lines, the low of 3,100 all the way up to the high, the 61.8% level was at 7,200. The market went down to 7,300 or so, and just in this zone right in here is a nice area of buying support for a few reasons. One, you got the full retracement of this move up to the down right here, and then also you have the black 61.8% level of the longer term hold of buying support. So you found some buyers in here, and another thing that helped validate was that you had the support off the moving average, so there's going to be a lot of buying interest around that level. And down here, when you look at the ADX, even though the ADX was dropping for the bulls because the market was kind of retracing or correcting back off of this large move to the upside, the green positive directional index did not cross. The red or orange negative directional index was dropping. So the bulls maintained control. The ADX was leveling out. This was giving us a sign right in here that we could see a little bit of a bullish reaction, and of course we have. So right now it's popped up to an area of, when you look at the uh, other moving I mean, this 61.8% level on the red here is definitely resistance. But one thing we can look at now is when you pop it, if you pop one in here going this way, right now it's green again. So right now it's on the 38.2% at 9,800 or so, and that's kind of that shallow fib area of resistance that we're trying to get through and kind of bust through to the upside, so we can get this thing going back up to 11.3, which is the 61.8% level. So we're, that's the area that kind of pressured there for a minute, and then we've been back down. So we've been getting some buying interest in there um, to try and push it. But right now we're seeing a little sell-off. Not too much, but we're getting there. Let me move some of these lines out of the way. Another thing to look at right now, if you want to look at really near term on the weekly here, just look at this right here. We're at the 38.2% going this way to the upside. So this shallow fib level at 9,300, is kind of an area to watch for some buying interest. So if we end up breaking this all the way down to the 61.8% level of 8,500, that would be the retracement to watch for. I don't, at this point, don't think it's going to happen. I think we've already kind of seen the low in this week, and that so far is, I think, 89.50. I think that might be about it, because I just think we're going to get some buying interest as we move into November, for some other reasons and some other charts and videos that I showed in the past. But I think we can try to break out to the upside. And what we would want is we take these out, and you put the fib in for just the move off of this leg here. If we get above this 38.2, get up to this level here, then hopefully we can get a kind of a full retracement on a break of this 61.8% level. But right now I think we can get up to this 98 and kick higher. And then once we do that, I think we'll be above, this trend line right in here. And then once we break above that, then this area will become support, and then we can work our way up to the upside. So again, this is the weekly chart for Bitcoin, so this is very broad market stuff. Since every candle on here is a week, this is just a general direction. So right now, with the 55 exponential moving average, kicking to the upside, and it held as support, the broad market is still with the bulls, and of course the ADX is also showing that. So just a quick little overview of the importance of that 55 exponential moving average, and then of course some Fibonacci and some ADX momentum indicator to back it up. Just wanted to give you a quick video. Any questions, comments? See me out on Twitter at FiboSwanny. Happy trading and peace out.